Welcome back. And as we've been discussing all morning long, the report that is weighing on the tech sector, the Wall Street Journal's article on OpenAI missing key revenue and user targets, raising fresh concerns about its massive spending commitments on data centers. Joining us now is the reporter behind that story, Berber Jin from the Wall Street Journal. Berber, it's great to have you here. Welcome. I know that OpenAI has since pushed back against your piece. I believe the CEO and CFO have issued some kind of statement saying we're on the same page. There's no difference. Is there anything you'd like to clarify about the story at this point, or do you stand by it?
No, we stand by our reporting. We reported that OpenAI missed a few key revenue and growth targets last year and early this year. And as a result, company leaders have started to re-examine the wisdom of the kind of secure everything compute strategy last year that tied much of this tech sector to OpenAI. And yes, we 100% stand by that reporting. And yeah.
What's fascinating to me now is the juncture they are at. They can either continue to pursue compute, what did you call it, the everything compute strategy, and have these massive commitments that is levitating the entire AI trade, or they can back off. It sounds like they're going to press the bet, if that's the right phrase to use. It sounds like they're going to continue full steam ahead. I don't know. What does your reporting or your knowledge of the company suggest is the path they might choose?
Yeah, I think this is kind of the question that no one really knows the answer to, which is how much compute to lock in ahead of time. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei has taken some veiled swipes at OpenAI, saying they were a little bit irresponsible. I think it comes down to whether OpenAI can sustain and meet the revenue goals that they've set for investors. They're building the kind of compute build-out budget around how much they think they can make in revenue. And I think what the article that the Journal published last night shows and reveals is that they are experiencing real revenue strains when it comes to both the consumer and the enterprise business. They missed revenue goals last year. They missed more revenue goals earlier this year. And that is a big difference from half a year ago when ChatGPT's growth felt really invincible.
Berber, first off, congrats on the scoop. I mean, listen, when companies push back on your reporting, that's generally when it's right. So congrats.
Thank you.
Anybody you're talking to, on or off the record, I know off the record you can't say names or whatever, but anybody you're talking to that suggests that maybe OpenAI needs new leadership, that maybe Altman and or Fryer need to be replaced?
I'm not hearing that right now. I think we have reported that some shareholders in OpenAI have raised the question of whether Sam Altman is the best person to lead OpenAI as it becomes a public company. He has publicly said that he doesn't really look forward to being a public company CEO. We know he has a really mixed management track record, and he appointed a kind of de facto CEO, someone who leads OpenAI's business divisions last August, Fiji Simo. And so I do think that is an open question as to what OpenAI's leadership will look like when the company goes public.
Do you know, Berber, so a lot of this has come because of the rise of two competitors, Gemini to begin with, and of course now Anthropic with all of its enterprise tools. Now, ChatGPT obviously has launched its own, I think it's Codex, right, that is trying to do what Anthropic does. What does your reporting suggest in terms of their kind of ability to now take on this formidable competitor? Could they use Codex and these products to ultimately kind of figure things out?
Yeah, I think OpenAI has definitely gained momentum with Codex. They've announced really fast growth with that product, and obviously have reoriented the business around trying to win the coding segment. But I think 2 weeks of momentum really isn't enough to definitively say, how this will ultimately play out. What still remains the case is that Anthropic has a lead amongst enterprises and coding users, which has become the biggest market right now in AI. And what we also do know is that the past 3 or 4 months have been really tough for OpenAI on the revenue front, because they were kind of hit with this double whammy where Gemini stole market share late last year, and then Claude Code, starting in late December into early this year, really took off. And so I think it really is an open question whether OpenAI can get over this hump. and really get their ducks in a row to be able to meet the very ambitious revenue targets they've set that is underpinning their very aggressive compute strategy.